There is enough treachery, hatred, violence, absurdity in the average human being to supply any given army on any given day. And the best at murder are those who preach against it, and the best at hate are those who preach love, and the best at war, finally, are those who preach peace. Those who preach God need God. Those who preach peace do not have peace. Those who preach peace do not have love. Beware the preachers, beware the knowers, beware those who are always reading books. Beware those who either detest poverty or are proud of it. Beware those quick to praise, for they need praise in return. Beware those who are quick to censor. They are afraid of what they do not know. Beware those who seek constant crowds, for they are nothing alone. Beware the average man, the average woman. Beware their love. Their love is average, seeks average. But there is genius in their hatred. There is enough genius in their hatred to kill you, to kill anybody. Not wanting solitude, not understanding solitude, they will attempt to destroy anything that differs from their own. Not being able to create art, they will not understand art. They will consider their failure as creators only as a failure of the world. Not being able to love fully, they will believe your love incomplete, and then they will hate you. And their hatred will be perfect, like a shining diamond, like a knife, like a mountain, like a tiger, like hemlock, their finest art.
Hello everyone, this is Borna Kazerani from Melbourne, Australia. I hope you're doing fine. Thank you very much for all your lovely comments and great actually direct messages regarding all my previous episodes here on Instagram. Tonight I'm gonna have a conversation with Abbas Yomi Segun, who is known as Yomibas, who is a painter best known for his hyper-realistic style. Yomi was born in Kaduna State, Nigeria, in Africa in 1995. His early work is a compilation of random photographs that depict depict his expression of his experiences and observations. He developed an early interest in portraiture, exploring the power of the medium with the aim of connecting his viewers to his subjects. Yomibas is a leading Nigerian artist of his generation, whose visual commentary has been of great influence and value to his generation. In preparation for his paintings, Yomi takes multiple photographs of the subjects for reference, choosing those that most closely represent his topic of interest, from which he creates his distinctive oil paintings. Works by Yomibas can be found in myriad of public and private art collections, both in Nigeria and abroad. And his work actually have been shown in different exhibitions around the world. So now let me ask Yomi to join me for a conversation. Yomibas! Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Amazing. It's amazing having you here.
All right, very good to see you. So I'm so glad actually I'm having a conversation with your amazing artist. So I've got lots of questions here for you. So before I'm going to start, would you like to say hi to those who are watching us now and later?
Yes. So, hello everyone. I'm Yomibas, and it's amazing being on this platform with you guys. I would love to like share my ideas and explore with you guys. So thank you all for having me. It's going to be a wonderful experience.
Thank you very much. Well, okay. At first, I want to just read the statement for you. First of all, I'm very happy that you're here today on my show, and you're another amazing artist that I've got here on my show from Africa. And I would like to tell you something. Unfortunately, I don't have much information about your country. And whatever information I've got, and the only things that we've seen and heard about Nigeria or in Africa on the TV or through the media, actually, it's like they're always like misery, poverty, and death, and people are dying, and people always are hungry. And but you know what? I realized it from the time I started talking to African artists.
Yeah.
The media shouldn't be trusted so much, because since I started having, like, I've spoken with few African artists, on my show from Nigeria actually, and all of you just completely changed my perspective towards African people and Africa. You know what I mean? Because what I've heard and what I've seen is completely different to what I'm seeing on live. Yeah. And that's disgusting, the way that actually the media, portrayed it or, expose it. Anyway, Africans are very talented, and you're one of them. And yeah, and tell me about the city where you live, and also, how do you know English? Is English your first language, or no? It's okay. So tell me about where you're living. Tell me about the city that you live, and just give me a little bit of information.
Okay, first of all, I think I would like to say, concerning the media, if it doesn't bleed, then it doesn't lead. So the media is always trying to bombard, and I think another flip side of it is negativity. Negativity goes faster than positivity. Yeah. It's something the media does. I wish they could just put out like 1% of how amazing Nigeria is. That would totally change the perspective people have of Nigeria. Nigeria is amazing. I think we have one of the we have one of the highest number growing of hyperrealistic artists in the world. They're from Nigeria, and some of the most amazing painters and artists, they are all from Nigeria. So Nigeria is blessed. It's an amazing place to be in. Then yeah, English is one of our like basic language here we speak. I think we're all born into this society, and so English is something we all have to learn. It's a universal language over here in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
but,
Then
yeah, sorry, I need to grab my other phone just in case for the battery. So, but English is that your first language, or is that the language probably it's like optional? It's not like a mandatory to learn.
I would say English is kind of mandatory because yeah, it's mandatory. We have 36 states it's in Nigeria, and so depending on where you're being born, then you have to learn the native language of that particular state. But English is universal. English is what we all learn in school. It's a universal language we use to communicate. So it's kind of compulsory. Yeah, it's kind of like.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. 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 The reason that I'm asking you, you there? I can I can hear you. You're cutting off. You there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I can say stop. I thought probably your phone was calling. I missed the last part. What you were saying. All right, it's not compulsory. Am I right? That's what I understood. It's what you were saying. That English learning the English is not compulsory.
Yeah, it's not compulsory, but I think it's one of like the basic. It's one of the hallmark and in which we used to communicate and even socialize in the society. So English is kind of like key. Yeah, it's kind of like key language. I think it goes with other countries. Yeah, I think it's kind of like the same thing.
Right. The reason that I'm telling you this because I had spoken with somebody else from Nigeria on my show, and the guy was struggling to speak, and I thought that's why I thought probably it's not the first language. But as I started talking to you, not today, just another day or so, I've noticed that actually your English is perfect, and that's what I was wondering. So, what's on? And also, I had a conversation with somebody else, like who was a painter also, and his English was perfect too. But he lives in Germany now. Anyways, let's move on. Yomibas. That's how the way that I have to say Yomibas.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
Yomibas. That's okay. So can you tell me about the question that I asked you about you live and work both in Nigeria and other transitional study spaces, and you believing in the value of living where you work. What does it mean?
Okay. I think the space of the artist is what encompasses the artist, and so living where I work, it's more like you have to wake up to be in the atmosphere. Marshall McLuhan, another one of my heroes, he used to say, it's always been the artist who realizes that the future is today and therefore uses his work as a ground to prepare for tomorrow. So I like that statement because it's kind of like my lifestyle. Living where I work, I have to be in that environment. I really have to be enveloped in my work, and so that removes distraction from the whole picture and really keeps you present in your work. And then the more present you are, the more it shows in your work, and then you get to really live your truth that way. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm very much like that. I'm very much like that. Even where I live here in Australia, so I cannot live everywhere unless I've been forced to live in that area. But where I live actually has a direct impact on my mood on a daily basis, like living here. And even the way I write, it's different. Even the way I want to make a movie is different. Now I want to take you back to years ago when you realized that you wanted to be a painter in the future, which is today, who is sitting in front of me on my show. So you're amazing painter, and I keep saying that because I like across your profile. It just was blown my mind away, and I love that. So what happened? What inspired you? And tell me about the story actually.
Okay. Let me go back way back to when I started painting. I think I developed the okay, Picasso said every child is born an artist, but the problem is how to remain one when we grow up. And so I think that's always been like my kind of environment. I fell in love with drawing like every normal child, because it's something aesthetic to every being. And so I started drawing like right when I was a child. And then I had kids and friends, my friends around asking me, can you help me draw these? Maybe when we have assignments, they are like running out to me, can you sketch this because yours is more perfect? And then I started drawing for kids, and then went into secondary school, and I started even drawing like I could draw for my friend, then they get to pay me, because if they bring their money to you, then you have to put them first. And so they get to pay you and you draw for them. And then it started that way. I took it, I didn't even know I was going to be an artist. Like it was something that just flew, it flowed through me naturally. And so there was no effort in it. And so while most people were struggling, to actually paint, it was something that was just there. It was a flow for me, and then I kept painting. And I can remember back then in secondary school, I wanted to make my first oil painting. And so I had one or two inquiries as to where I can buy oil paints from. And, there was no link to buying oil paints. Then there was a struggle. And finally, I got to purchase my first oil paint, which was around, I was in SS2 then, that's in high school. And that was, I think, 2000, 2008, 2009. Yeah, so I bought my first oil paint, and then I made my first oil paint while I was in high school. And that painting was used for an entry in the school. I used it to represent my school for a competition.
Wow.
Yeah. So art just flew. It flowed through me naturally. There wasn't that struggle in it.
Well,
And
yeah. So you were born as an artist. Yeah, I completely can relate myself to you. I understand what you're saying. Now I want to change the atmosphere. So I want you grab your phone, and I want to ask you a favor to just give us a tour. So you've done that probably before. Yes. I want you to take us with you to the studio and show us around, and also if currently you're working on any projects, I will be more than happy to see it. But you need to reverse the camera and go for it.
Okay, cool. This is a painting I completed early this year. It's a self-portrait of myself, and I was the muse. I was the whole subject of it. It's an oil painting, and you can see the size is about 5 feet, 4 feet large. And the concept behind this, I titled it "Dipped in Blood." Let me go further so you can see the details.
Oh wow!
We created the painting. We did a photo shoot of the painting, and then I had to like recreate it. And so I can remember when we wanted to do this, we actually got someone that worked in the hospital, so she can actually reproduce this blood-like feel to have this thickness that's very, very original and authentic. And so that's what we use for the blood drip. Yeah, so it's titled and dipped in blood. So the concept behind it is I'm someone that likes to I like to explore the conscious and the unconscious nature of ourselves. I believe we are infinite being, and there is no end, there is no beginning to us. Like, we came out of consciousness, so I try to depict that in every work I make. And this is titled Dipped in Blood. So what I was trying to depict here is God is clothed in a robe dipped in blood. And then there is a book around here. The book, there's this quote in the Christian Bible that said, God, and the word became flesh and dwelled in us. So it was my own metaphor of saying, if you look for God in any other way, you won't find him, but you can only find him in the being next to you. Your next brother, your next sister, your neighbor is the God you're actually searching for. So that's a metaphor
That's
for
a
the pain.
brilliant animation, and oh my god, it is wow, wow. It's 2 meters in 2 meters. Am I right?
Yes. You're right.
Okay, what? Okay, I like the way that you. Okay, that's the message you want the your audience get
Yeah,
from that. All right.
exactly. So this is a commission piece I'm working on. So I normally don't share my commission pieces, but I'll just take you guys through. This is a sculpture of Michelangelo.
Wow.
This is a sculpture by Michelangelo, the sculpture of David, and so I had to recreate it in a painting. And so you can see how large it is. This is about 6 feet, 5 feet, very
Oh
massive. Yeah, it's also oil canvas, and so we worked in monochrome, which is black and white, and so this is it. It has an incredible details. You can see the
my
eyes. I haven't
god.
varnished painting, and so it's not really bright, so I have to varnish. This is the details. It's a very massive piece. Yeah. Then I want to show you my favorite. Are you ready?
Yes.
So this
Ah. Oh my
um,
god. Who is
yeah,
she again?
it's something I worked on. I think this piece took me like a month. I started it around the whole lockdown, so I probably have spent about 120 hours on this piece. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's finally completed. You can see it's about 5 feet, 6 feet or so. That's
It's
the size.
wow. Can you go closer? I want to see her face.
Oh, sure.
Oh my god.
It has
That
lots of details to it.
wow. Look at the details and shadows and oh
So I think she's from Kenya or something, one of these African countries. And so what really got me with this picture was it has this great ambiguity. Like, I think one of the great hallmark of art is its ambiguity, that it allows for interpretation of everyone. So you can be staring at this painting now. What is she looking at? What got her attention? What is she staring at? Why is her face like that? So all these questions striking in the mind is actually what makes a great painting. And this photo like really has that. And so like you can keep staring at this painting over and over and not really get tired of it because you don't really understand it. So so I think the inconclusive nature of the painting is what actually drives us to the painting. So it has great ambiguity. So it really caught my attention and I had to recreate it. Yeah.
well done. Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this I have a new painting here, so I don't know. The last time I went live with the new painting, Instagram actually they blocked me for a couple of days, like for 4 days. So I
What?
would just give, yeah. So I would just give like the headshot and not really. I have it on my page, and so the full pictures are there.
Yeah.
For anyone to check them out, they're on my page as well. And so this is it. And then around here we have this is a collaboration I did with a nude artist, Jodel Divasil.
You can't show it. It doesn't matter. You can't show it. It's from my Instagram. Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
So
mm-hmm.
It's a 3 series we made. It has 3 paintings in it. I think we went over like more than close to 40 pictures, and then we had to conclude. I wanted to collaborate with her and feature her on my canvas, and so we made this. The 3 paintings took me close to 300 hours to complete, and so it was lots of work involved, and it was completed over the course of 4 months. 1 month, sorry. I can remember working at least 12 hours a day minimum for the last 4 weeks to complete this painting. So it's all completed, and I'm always moving on to the next thing. And so that's this. And then here, right over here, I did a series a while back called the Renaissance series, where I worked on Renaissance paintings by old masters, and I wanted to recreate it and then distort it and fragment it using things like synthetic leather, paper tape, and to distort it from its original, from the original painting. And so over here we have the painting of Christ by Leonardo da Vinci, and then as you can see, I have like the ripped out pages here to distort the image from the original. So it's as if the painting, it's being torn from the canvas, but it's all a flat painting, as you can see.
Wow.
It's all,
that's amazing.
it's flat. So it was a recreation from Leonardo da Vinci's painting called that of Christ. And then here, this is the Milkmaid by Vermeer. He did the Milkmaid. And so the most amazing thing with these paintings was I did them the same size with the original paintings. So this is the exact size of the original paintings. I recreated them with the exact size, exact format. And so if you go closely, you can see I have like a paper tape here. It's all a painting. You can see the paper tape just to distort the image from the original intention. And then here you have a paper tape too. But if you look, it's just a painting. It's flat. Yeah. So it's the Milkmaid by Vermeer. And over here, this is one amazing one.
All right. I need to cut you off. I need to get out of the live, and then I will be back again shortly. Just give me a sec because I'm out of the battery. Hang on, hang on. Just give me a sec. Just give me a sec.
Okay, cool.
No, it's all right. Okay, you can continue. Okay. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the girl with the pearl earring. It was a painting done by Vermeer too. And so with this painting, I distorted the original I used synthetic leather to wrap the whole image, and then you have like a paper tape tied with the synthetic leather. So it's all a leather and it's a painting but wrapped in leather. So that's how it looks like, and just to distort it from the original. And then here we have this is In Search of Lost Time by Salvador Dali. I
Wow.
recreated these two. It's the same size with the original, very little. And
Sure.
so you can see In Search of Lost Time by Salvador Dali.
Wow.
And then I also have the paper tips on the painting to distort it also. So the Renaissance series I made, I did a collection of 6 paintings. I don't have 2 here. I have them they're in my other gallery space. So this is just a workspace for me. So fortunately I have this kept here so I can show you guys.
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't want to make you tired, and it was amazing. I love this painting. It's amazing paint. It's
Thank
amazing
you.
and
Thank you.
well done. As much as I want to continue, but I got my questions, and I have to see that if I get a chance. So thank you so much. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. You're welcome.
I hope to see your work actually in the reality one day, and they're
Looking
speechless. God.
forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
I want to ask you very sensitive questions, but I want to hear your honest opinion. All right. So, you were born in Africa, and as you were growing up, you heard a lot about racism, and maybe
Yeah.
experienced it. These days, there are a lot of demonstrations happening around the world in the title Black Lives Matter. And I would like to know your opinion as an African man. Well, let's put the artist one away, so put it just there. What is your opinion? What do you think?
Okay. I'm really glad you asked that question. I think for some time I haven't really responded to that. During the whole Black Lives Matter, I just kept away from that. I didn't want to share my views on it because I'm going to I'm going to paint an illustration for you. For example, if you have an opinion about me and then whenever you see me, and then maybe your heart goes like, he's here again. And so you're always anticipating me before I even, like my presence alone is threatening to you because you have like a negative opinion about me. So what I'm trying to say is the blacks are already free, but the white man is the oppressors now are really who are enslaved and not the black man, because the white or the oppressor has an opinion about the black, and so his presence alone is intriguing, and then it's captivating to him. He's always unstable nature when he sees the black man. So my point of view is what I'm trying to say in essence is no one is actually free. I feel no one is actually free, like totally. Freedom is a myth and freedom is in phases. What happened was there was a first breach. So it wasn't an entirely free state. It happened. It's staged. So I feel with every stage we go in as a human race, there's always going to be this breakthrough to fight and to gain freedom. So I feel it shouldn't even be said as freedom, because I feel the word freedom and takes it out of context and enslaves people again. So the fight for freedom is going to be a continuous process as long as the human race exists. It's like you and I know you can eliminate bad people from the world. As long as there's air, there's going to be a balance between good and evil. There will never be a time where bad people we stop to exist in this world, and there will never be a time where good people will stop to exist in this world. So I feel in the middle, we have to create that balance. We have to find that, and the fight in finding the balance, what is happening around us now. So my heart goes out to the world. My heart goes out to the whole happening in the world right now. But I feel there's always going to be that balance, and the fight for freedom, it's something that's going to be forever. It's not something we're actually going to, yes, it's an eternal process, struggle, and it's there for a reason, because I think fight for something creates expansion, and then it also brings about capacity. And so as you fight for a new stage of growth, it gives room for you to also expand and become more of what you anticipate to be. So at the end is, like they say, we build the tools in terms of technology. We build the tools, and then the tool build us. So it's a mirror effect. So the same thing with the fight for freedom. We fight for freedom, and then it builds us. So it's a continuous struggle, but it's a win-win process. That's why I feel. I don't know if I was able to put it into perspective.
I love you're saying it, absolutely, because racism is not only black or white. You know, racism can be like white. I've experienced. I've seen actually, like white people can be extremely racist actually towards each other. Black people
1000%.
can be. Black people can be or brown or whatever. So I mean, different colors. So I'm just talking about colors. So. Black people towards each other. You know what I mean? I've experienced that. I've seen that. You know, and that's very interesting. But I love what you said. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
And my last question is, thank you very much. Actually, I love the way that you were answering. It was like very, very smart, very clever. You know, and that was very interesting. All right. And my last question from you is, what do you want to convey through your art? You were just telling and explaining a little bit through each one of the pieces that you've drawn previously, but I want to know actually about what do you want to convey. What's the message?
Okay. To put that into perspective, I think let me go a little bit backwards. William Shakespeare, he said something very amazing. I did a painting on this. He said, I don't know if you're familiar with William Shakespeare, the writer, the poet. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So he said, all the world is a stage. In his play, As You Like It, the amazing play, he said, all the world is a stage, and all the men and women, mainly players. And one man in his lifetime plays all the parts, and he can find the parts to play from cradle to the grave, beginning with the infant wrapped and puking in his mother's arms, and the adulting adult. So I found that very interesting. In my opinion, I think we are all asleep in this world, and it's every man's purpose to awaken from this dream of life. So I feel it's a dream, and my one big purpose, I think the reason for my being is to awake from this dream of life, and then if I can awake from this dream of life, and then help someone else to find light, and then they can awake from it, then I think that is the purpose of being in this world, in my opinion. So there's this amazing movie a series I watched, and then it was more mind-merging for me and aesthetic. It's Westworld, and he actually pointed out something that I found very interesting. And we are not even sure, if we don't know if we're asleep or awake in this life. So I found that very interesting. I feel we're all asleep, we're all dreaming in this world, and it's when we're waking from this dream of life, and then that's the purpose of life, I feel. So I want my paintings. I want my paintings to portray. I've been to these places. I've actually contemplated the darkness within myself, and I found this light. So these paintings are what I came up with from my journey to into myself. And so if I can show you what I felt when I contemplated an idea, then it makes the sadness for me less acute, because I can extend my lenses and say, this is what I actually found when I went to certain places. And so I'm giving it to you on a platter and saying, yes, contemplate this the same way I have contemplated it. So that's why I feel awareness is actually key process.
I love it. Very interesting. I love your point of view towards what you're doing, actually. And I can sit here and I can talk forever, and I enjoy. And well, you were born 1995. I'm 1985. You're 10 years younger than me, and the way that you're talking, actually, yeah, and the way that you're talking, actually, is quite interesting and shows me that you're experienced person, and that's amazing. Abba. Abbas Yomi. It was so lovely talking to you, and it was a pleasure and please having you here on my show proudly, and having a conversation with about your amazing journey, and also about your amazing paintings. Well done. And did you like our conversation?
I love it, and I'm actually looking to doing this frequently with you if time permits. It's been an amazing it's been an amazing section. Like I'm just speechless right now, because you actually got everything like 1,000%.
That's it. I'm so glad for that. Yeah, and in the future, if you want me to advertise any one of your work, I'm more than happy to put it on my story. And anytime. That's the reason I'm trying artists or non-artists. I've spoken with different types of people here on my show to promote them the way they deserve. I'm trying my best. I'm putting my life there, and I'm keep doing it and go with that. So thank you. And I hope to see you one day in the reality.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Soon.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. 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 Thank you. It was an amazing conversation with Abbas Yomi Segun, who's known as a Yomibas from Nigeria, Africa. And if you want to find out about this amazing artist, please go to his page on Instagram and find out how the conversation. We'd love you all. Take care. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to go through your questions. Next time. Bye.